I can't get it together. I don't know what it is. My client saw right through me. She saw right through me. And I didn't try to hide it. I just said, you know, I'm just having one of those days. She's like, I could tell. I mean, we weren't even talking. We just logged on. And she's like, your hair is not like it is. And I'm like, yeah. And she's like, not that you have to do your hair for me, is what she said. She's so sweet. Just some of my clients email me stuff. And after our session, she put, I'm so happy to be working with you. And she sent me, she was singing a song. A song came to her as she was sharing in session, Desperado. And I had heard of it, but I don't know, like, you know, I'm really bad with names. So she started singing it for me. She sent me the link. She said, wishing you blue skies and bird songs to brighten your day. So that was nice of her. And it did. I can't seem to get out of this funk, and I hate it. The whole divorce thing is still weighing on me. And just all these assignments. I'm just like, really? Yubi, why would you go back to school? I mean, I know why, and I'm grateful. I'm so grateful. I'm learning a lot. But it's just a lot this week. A lot. I mean, but I'm at the point where I'm like, F it. Like, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it anymore. Even waking up was like so heavy. I was like, oh my gosh, I just had a conversation with my client last night about how do you get out of bed when it's hard to get out. And then I'm like, listen to music. Meditate. Have you tried meditating? No, just try meditating. Sometimes that helps. So that's what I did. I stayed up like a good 2 hours in bed just listening to music, just trying to get up. And it helped that it's Thursday, so I have to bring the cans in. I'm like, okay, let me go get the cans. The trash can, and then I decided to meditate, and that helped. And I did my spread because I hadn't done my spread all week, and that made me laugh because the storyline made sense for me, right? I was like, yeah, no, yeah, okay, yeah. And I was laughing at myself, really, at what I was seeing. Because, you know, I just prefer to laugh at myself too. And just struggling with it's just a lot. It's just a lot trying to figure out how I'm gonna approach this situation with my ex, how to finish all the tasks. I mean, I'm not gonna turn in things the way I want it. Kind of like, okay, whatever. I think that's what I was holding off on, was just trying to make it perfect. I'm like, okay, it's just gonna come out like it's gonna come out. Let's see what else. It's Mother's Day coming up. Oh, that's what triggered it too. Mother's Day. And I'm trying to remember what I talked about last year on Mother's Day. Remembering, right, that I would call it Wife's Day because I didn't have children. And now I can't even call it that, right? So I thought about it. It's like, how can I make it special for me, right? Creating new traditions for myself. I thought about Father's Day too. And then I thought, well, I have both energies within me, so I could celebrate both technically. Mother's Day, nurturing. I'm like, okay, I'll go do something nurturing for myself. And then Father's Day, I'll go to something more active for myself. I don't know. Something like that. And then I was just reflecting on the discussion that I was having with this new fire sign when we were, hanging out. And how I got triggered just by talking of possibilities, right? Of what we would do in the future in bed. And just the thought that it was like something future, I was like, oh, right. Just sitting with that and then wondering like what reflecting on what I shared and reflecting on just what I shared and wondering like, is that something I still enjoy? I mean, I don't know. It's been a while. So I mentioned him that I like being on top. I like being on top. And mostly, and I told him I like being in control, right? Just reflecting on those words, and then just even like the words that what I said a few days ago about this element of, or yesterday, right? Power and control. And I'm like, well, it's the intention behind it too, I guess. Because I'm like, I'm not doing it in a way where it's like, I like to be in control in the sense of like, because I could please him. Like I could potentially, right? 'Cause, I mean, I don't know. I mean, we haven't done that. But just what I know about me, right? And what I do. and how I do what I do. And I do it well. I know that much. I like to please. I like to be able to provide. It really comes down to that. I like to be able to provide a pleasurable experience. And in that conversation, like he switched it around too, and there was this element of, would you be willing to try this? I'm like, oh, I've never done that before. And then I was just, no, he didn't say, he just said, have you ever done this? Oh yeah, cause then I was talking more about like, oh, I know, oh, because yeah, we were just talking about what we liked. And then he asked me something. I was like, oh, I don't know about that. I'm like, but I'll be willing to try it. I'm always willing to try it once to know, right, if I like it or not. So anyways, so that's been playing in my head. The words about power and control have been playing in my head. The fact that I need to turn in a write-up on, interpersonal violence and power and control, the theme, right? Is running through my head because I haven't turned it in. And I'm reading about pornography for class right now. And so I was just like, oh my gosh. And so there's this theme, right? It continues to be highlighted about there's this really great podcast, or it's TED Radio Hour. Juno Mac, How Does Stigma Compromise the Safety of Sex Workers? It's only 17 minutes long, but it made me think. And I appreciated it. And then I guess we're going to have an in-class debate, and that's what I'm trying to read, because clearly I wasn't on top of this, and I don't think I'm going to get through everything, but you do not need to do a close reading. Oh, good. But you need to read enough to be prepared to do close research. Oh gosh. Yeah, so anyway, so that's going on. And a lot in my head, I guess. Just trying to stay focused. I have a client at 2. So there's no way I'm going to get done with the readings. I was even thinking about missing class, but I was like, oh, I don't want to add another extra. I'll just kind of wing it as best as I can. I've been pretty on top of it. I can lay low for a day and not take an active role. But anyways, that's all I wanted to share. I'm still having a blah day, a blah moment. It'll pass, like everything, right? This too shall pass. Okay, that's all. Hi, my name is Yubi, and in case you haven't figured it out, this footage is capturing my experience as I learn to navigate my personal spiritual awakening. I am learning that this experience is unique to each one of us. In whatever way we believe we are embracing living our truth, this just happens to be my journey. And despite me having a graduate degree and a license in clinical social work, this by no means is intended to replace any type of mental health advice. This is just me on a personal level, documenting my experience, shedding light on the truth that I am learning and discovering for myself, and really inviting you along for the ride. If by some magical chance you find this content to be helpful in any way, shape, or form, please click the like button, share the message, subscribe to my YouTube channel. I have an Instagram account, a personal one, and one specifically for this channel that you're more than welcome to check out. I'm an open book. I have also created t-shirt designs. I'm wearing my favorite one right now, which is the North Node design, but I have that and other things that you can look at inspired by this process and journey, and I have the link in the description box as well as in the about section of my YouTube channel. So you're more than welcome to check those items out. Any type of support is great. Again, if you find this content really helpful or meaningful, sometimes when we take that step and be vulnerable, with showing what's inside our hearts and what's really our truth, we realize that we're much more connected than what we thought we were. And so I hope that as I'm living this experience, that you find some type of truth for yourself, or find some type of ability to heal in some way just by relating, just by knowing that you're not alone. That really has been my goal with this process, not just being able to connect with others, but really for my own healing. It's definitely been a therapeutic experience and a very creative one for myself. So I thank you, and I wish you all the best, and we'll see what else comes next for me. So